a warm cup in the waiting room. It felt like everything was collapsing. My dad had been rushed to the hospital a few days prior, and we hadn't left his side since. The diagnosis was complicated, serious. The doctors used words like critical and unstable, terms that echoed in my head long after they were spoken. And the waiting room was the epicenter of my anxiety. The fluorescent lights hummed, a relentless, buzzing drone that seemed to amplify the silence between us. They reflected harshly off the worn linoleum floor, creating an unsettling glare. Each tick of the clock felt like a hammer blow against my hope, each second stretching into an eternity. My mom sat slumped beside me, her face pale and drawn, the color drained by worry and sleeplessness. Dark circles underscored her eyes. My brother kept pacing, his footsteps muffled by the thick carpet, muttering under his breath, fragments of anxieties I couldn't quite decipher. He ran a hand through his hair repeatedly, a nervous habit he'd had since childhood. I just felt numb. A heavy blanket of apathy settled over me, making it difficult to process anything. I don't know what prompted it, but in that moment, surrounded by sterile smells, the antiseptic tang of cleaning solution mixed with the faint, medicinal odor emanating from behind the closed doors, and hushed whispers of other families facing their own crises, I didn't pray for a miracle cure. That felt too big, too audacious, like begging for something beyond reach. Instead, I whispered a simple request, a just one good thing. Please, God, just one good thing today. The words were barely audible, lost in the general murmur of the room. A few minutes later, an elderly woman approached our small table. She moved slowly but with purpose, leaning slightly on a carved wooden cane. She wore a faded floral dress, roses and forget-me-nots intertwined on a soft blue background, and had kind eyes that crinkled at the corners when she smiled gently. There was a quiet dignity about her, a sense of peace that seemed to radiate outwards. She didn't say anything initially, simply placed a steaming paper cup on the table. My husband used to love this blend, as she said softly, her voice raspy with age, like dry leaves rustling in the wind. Earl Grey always helped him feel a little calmer. A faint scent of bergamot wafted from the cup. She paused, offering a small, understanding smile. He always said it reminded him of England and brighter days. It was just tea, a simple gesture. But as I wrapped my hands around the warm cup, inhaling the fragrant steam, a comforting aroma that cut through the sterile air, something shifted inside me. The crushing weight of fear didn't disappear entirely. It remained, a dull ache in my chest. But it lessened, replaced by a quiet sense of inner peace. A warmth spread from my fingertips up my arms, chasing away some of the chill that had settled deep within me. My mom took a sip next, her shoulders relaxing slightly as she closed her eyes for a moment to savor the flavor. Then my brother stopped pacing and looked at us with watery eyes, his usual restless energy momentarily subdued. He reached out and tentatively touched his mother's arm. It wasn't a cure. It wasn't an answer to our prayers about Dad. But in that moment, surrounded by worry and uncertainty, that small act of kindness felt like a lifeline, a tangible connection to humanity amidst the impersonal machinery of the hospital. I thought about the woman's husband, imagining him enjoying a cup of Earl Grey on a sunny afternoon. Did he face his own challenges? What were his joys and sorrows? The brief glimpse into her personal history offered a strange comfort, a reminder that we are all connected by shared experiences of love, loss, and resilience. It was the one good thing I had asked for. And it reminded me that even in the darkest times, there's still light to be found in unexpected places, in the simple generosity of strangers, and in the quiet comfort of a warm cup of tea. It made me feel less alone. We were still waiting, but somehow, we weren't quite so lost. The hum of the fluorescent lights seemed a little less oppressive now. The next morning, Dad started showing signs of improvement. A slight squeeze of my hand when I spoke to him. A flicker of recognition in his eyes. The doctors remained cautious, emphasizing that it was too early to celebrate, but there was hope where before there had been only fear. They ran more tests, their faces carefully neutral as they delivered updates. I don't know if the tea had anything to do with it, or if it was simply time for things to turn around. Perhaps it was a placebo effect, a psychological boost fueled by kindness and hope. But I'll always remember that woman and her quiet act of generosity as a reminder that even small miracles can make all the difference. A tiny spark in the overwhelming darkness. And I made a mental note to buy some Earl Grey tea when we finally left the hospital, a small way to honor her memory and carry forward the warmth she had offered us.